This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace.
Hello, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Morning Mysteries, where we're your hosts. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Grace.
And Grace is here to tell us her second episode of the Halloween season. We're still celebrating October/Halloween here, talking about spooky, creepy, horrifying cartoon episodes.
Oh,
yes. And yeah, I'm very excited. Can't wait to hear what she's talking about today. So I'm going to hand it off to her.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited about this episode. I'm taking us back to a show we've covered before, and I love so much. We love so much. And Alexis, I hope you're ready today to get dangerous.
Oh, I'm always ready.
Duck.
When there's trouble,
just call DW.
Grace, I'm always ready to get dangerous. Okay?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Also, I gotta say, I was just thinking about the DW, Darkwing Duck, DWD theme song, like literally yesterday. I forget what I was listening to something else.
We're always the same.
And I was like, man, I kind of want to add that song to this playlist because it was like that 90s kind of like hip hop jazz, like New Jack Swing vibe playlist. Swing, I was like, man. Anyways.
Just throw it in there, see who notices that it's about Darkwing Duck theme song.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's always time to get dangerous. It's always time for Darkwing Duck. He's come up in our Halloween episodes before, and I found another one for him and Halloween.
Awesome.
So, this is season 1, episode 47, and I'll tell you the title of it in a little bit because it kind of gives it away. It's a crazy title. So, and also because we start off too busy, too in the thick of it to talk about the title is because we open this episode in a high-speed chase downtown.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
So,
actual crime
in the middle of it. We've got Darkwing Duck, who we'll call DW throughout, that's who we're referring to, and Launchpad, sometimes I'll call him LP, who's his sidekick / life partner, if you ask us. They are in their like duo motorcycle thing.
Sidecar thing.
Sidecar thing, yes. That's the word.
Yeah. LP's in the sidecar.
As always, yes. And they are screeching downtown as they chase Megavolt, who is a mad rat who has the ability to control electricity. You covered the like origin story of Megavolt in our Darkwing Duck arc eons ago, it feels like.
So long ago. It was 85 years ago.
It's been 84 years since we saw Megavolt. Yes, and so Megavolt is dashing away from, we're not totally sure what crime he committed this time, but he's dashing away to, of all places, an anvil factory, which this is a cartoon. You know things aren't going to go well. Factory full of anvils.
No.
So as soon as DW and LP chase him in there, Megavolt starts dropping anvils on them left, right, and center. And, DW and LP, they hopped off their motorcycle / sidecar, and they're able to dodge most of them. Most. Being the key word in that sentence.
One anvil to the head is too many, so...
One anvil to the head, Alexis, is all it takes sometimes, Because...
Just one.
Yes, one lands directly on DW, who very clearly and immediately becomes concussed. Like, the classic seeing double, seeing the giant head, like, welt grow on his head, classic cartoon things. And so Megavolt takes this opportunity, seeing his nemesis concussed, to run from the factory, taking to the power lines of the city to bolt from them. And LP helps DW up from being knocked down and hit by a freaking anvil. And they run to the motorcycle again. But when DW had gotten hit by that anvil, he was wearing his helmet from the motorcycle. And as you can assume, the helmet shattered upon that happening because an anvil fell on your head. Yeah. Fortunately, they're not.
They don't make them that strong. They don't make helmets that strong. Yeah,
direct or skulls or anything apparently.
Nothing really.
Nothing really. If it's head related, anvil's taking it down. So
I'm sorry. In hindsight, what really are anvils used for other than weighing things? Do they have some sort of like construction benefit? I
When
never
I
really thought
picture
about
someone
that.
doing metalworking, I picture an anvil. Like you can hit hot
Oh,
metal
that's
on an
right. You put,
anvil kind of
yeah,
thing. You
okay,
making a
okay. I was
sword,
like, what?
you're using an anvil
That's
to
right.
make that
Yeah,
sword.
yeah, that's right. It's like, why do we have these things again? Because they seem to only create problems. They seem way too dangerous. But that's just my cartoon obsessed brain thinking it through and not being like, what are these things
What's
actually
the like
for?
actual use for them? I'm sure there's
Yeah.
like a
Okay. But
more
I feel like
common
those should be
use, and
like
I just
secured
think
to
of
the
it.
ground and
Yeah.
not,
Why are you
you
swinging
know?
those around?
Yeah.
Why
Why
were
are they
those
just like
up
stacked
high?
up somewhere? Yeah.
Yeah. Those should be on the
So,
ground at all times. At
yeah.
most falling on a foot and breaking some toes. But a head?
Right.
Head trauma?
Ahead, you're done. Yeah.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of liability on an anvil for sure. An anvil factory?
Yeah.
Insane. Separate
Please.
those.
Yeah.
Please. Come on.
Please.
This is the 90s. Who's to say what was going on there?
Different time.
Different
Mm.
time. So they run up to the motorcycle and LP immediately like pulls the keys from it essentially. And he's like, Darkwing, you don't have a helmet on. We can't drive this motorcycle right now. Helmet
Such a Boy Scout.
safety.
Yeah.
Such a Boy Scout at Disney show. Lame. Motorcycle
Yeah.
helmets, lame.
Lame.
Who needs
Live a little
them?
LP. Come on.
Put a pin in that, Alexis.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
Put a pin in that exact statement. So,
Dee.
so DW, of course, shoos LP off. He's frustrated with them, and he's like, "Look, we're letting Megavolt get away. We can't do that. Screw helmet safety."
Mm.
He turns that motorcycle back on, shifts into high gear. Remember, by the way, he is fully concussed, also.
Oh, that's right.
Not
Seeing
seeing or
doubles.
thinking straight, perhaps. And yes, seeing
Yeah.
doubles. DW immediately slams directly into a brick wall and
Oh my God.
flies off the bike.
Ah, wow. I thought it would just be like he's a little wobbly and shit. I didn't think that like, yikes, that it would go that hard that quickly.
Oh, it goes
Okay. Oh, that's like a
harder.
really, really bad concussion. Yikes.
Um, so we see him, as I said, yeah, not just hit a wall, Lexus, really bad concussion. We see him fly off the bike after hitting in the wall and like continuing to like go through the wall kind of thing. And he
Hmm.
lands kind of somewhere unexpected, not back into an anvil factory, which would also be bad, more concussions.
Like they're
But
everywhere.
he lands in like what looks like a kind of like a galaxy situation. Like he's almost like sitting in like clouds surrounded by stars
Oh
for
no.
as far as the eye can see. And he's just as confused as we are when he kind of like shakes his head and is like, wait, hold on, what's going on here? But, again, majorly concussed. So we do see all of a sudden him falling from this weird dreamlike place that he was in. But he keeps falling, Alexis, and falling and
Uh-oh.
falling and falling
Uh-oh.
until he
Uh-oh.
slams into a dark, hot cave full of
Mm.
spikes, flames,
Mm. Little red
bones.
men with
We do
tridents.
see a long line of people waiting in front of a big fiery gate, it seems.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
DW, he's sweating right now. It's hot down there. Again, he's
It's
surrounded by
hot.
flames down here.
Yeah. Ain't
And
freezing over down here anytime
none of it's
soon.
freezing over down here quite yet. But unlike maybe you right now, he's not sure exactly where he is. So he
Yeah, I'm
he got some suspicions here. He decides to cut the line of all of these people, which is maybe another clear indicator of why he fell from
why
where
he's
he
where he
was.
is.
Why he fell out because he cuts this huge line of thousands of people.
Pro- Proving the point there, buddy.
Proof's in the pudding right here. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're really solidifying
Leaning
where
into
you're
this.
at. And yes, he walks to the front of this very, very long line where we see roaring flames and
Not a long
Alexis,
line.
a familiar figure, a figure that I covered in a Halloween arc from a band episode of this show, because that's it.
Yeah.
Top of
Okay.
the line, we see our dear old friend, cue the Queen music, Beelzebub. Because that's right, Alexis. Not only are we in hell right now in
Oh,
this episode
man.
of Darkwing Duck, but you said live a little. This episode is called Dead Duck.
Oh, great.
So,
Opposite of what I recommended.
opposite of what you recommended.
Wow. Oh man. I didn't know they had more than one episode about hell of this show. That's why at a
We're
certain point I
in
was
it, baby.
thinking, hasn't Grace covered an episode of Darkwing Duck in Hell before? Or like
Yeah.
that had to do with Beelzebub? How many times did they cover this
Hey,
in the show?
you
At
know
least
what?
twice.
At least
Yeah.
2 times. One time it was banned. This one apparently wasn't. We'll see. I guess.
Yeah,
Wait,
I want to know what's the distinction. I guess maybe we'll get there,
yeah, maybe
or
we'll talk
like
about it
we
at
can
the
think
end.
about it afterwards.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I have a
Although
theory as to why, but
I'd have to refresh myself on the other episode too, though. I remember some parts of it, but I can't remember other than like it having to directly do with hell
yeah, I don't totally
and the
remember why
devil.
it
Like
was
I can't think of
banned.
why it was banned other than that, which like,
I think maybe it was more like
come on.
satanic panicky time, and that
Oh, that's
episode
right.
was like pretty hard on
Pretty
on
on the
the
nose.
hell situation. Yeah, situation, the Satan
Yeah.
situation here.
But
So,
is this one not? He's literally in
well,
hell
you'll
right
find out. You'll
now.
find out. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what
Okay.
happens
All
here.
right. All right.
But
I'm angry. I'm upset.
justice
Like,
for the band
what's
episode. Put it back on air.
exactly? Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
what's the
we'll see.
logic and the reasoning here?
We'll see.
Anyways, all right,
Maybe.
all
I
right.
think I maybe know what.
I'll calm
So
down. I need to
I
just
know
get back in line
you're
and
stand
let
here
Darkwing
for
walk by
Beelzebub.
me as he cuts me in line.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
So
did
yes.
he see us down there waving at
Yeah,
him? Like,
we're
hey,
big
buddy, what you
fans.
doing here?
So yes,
Anyways.
we see our sweet dear Beelzebub spot Darkwing, and he is elated. He's a huge fan of
Old
Darkwing
friend.
Duck. He's like, "Ah, my man, welcome back to hell. What is going on? Can't believe you've made
Isn't
it,
he
kid."
wild?
He doesn't, of course, explicitly say hell.
Yes,
But he does like lean in and like whisper to DW, like, oh, welcome, and like whispers in, and you see Darkwing's eyes get huge and he starts shaking.
Mm.
And DW is like, please, you got to help me get out of here. And Beelzebub is like, that's kind of like the whole thing is that, there's no way out here, kid. Like
You
that's like
don't.
our whole thing here is that you're here for good.
Yeah.
So in their conversation, it's intercut with Beelzebub, who, by the way, Darkwing does actually say Lucifer once in this episode, like in referring to him. But, like,
Well,
both of those names, Beelzebub and Lucifer, though, used for different entities, are used interchangeably to represent Satan. So, like, I'm not technically wrong. This is Satan we're talking about. He could be
yeah.
Beelzebub. It could be Lucifer. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll
He
call him
takes
Satan.
many
Takes
names.
many names in
Yeah.
many forms. Anyways, the
Hmm.
conversation with like Beelzebub and Darkwing is intercut with Beelzebub pausing to use his trident to shoot someone with fire, which
Oh,
launches them into like an enormous flame, like at the front of the line. And this includes like first a car salesman who's like at the front of the line. He's like, "Oh, car salesman, get back there," and just like shoots him. And then classically, I
mm.
think they did this in the band episode too, where there's a senator who walks up to the front and
Okay.
who's like trying to get out of line, and Beelzebub's like, "Eternity's waiting, Senator. I ain't got all day," and just like shoots him with flames and
Get out of my face.
yeah, launches them to the fiery flames and takes them, which is great for a children's show. Just seeing people
Yeah.
get shot with flames and burned alive.
Yeah. No, but hey, it's good that they tell you who it is or
Yes,
like
they're naming
what
names.
they did exactly.
Why they're here. So
Interesting.
yes, as Beelzebub is distracted with, taking care of business down there, he's got a big long line, as I mentioned.
Hmm.
Darkwing takes this chance to run away, and he passes the long line. He's sprinting past that long line. He is being chased by Beelzebub, who's yelling at him, screaming that there are rules to follow down here. And if you don't follow the rules, after all, he's going to sue Darkwing. He's got plenty of lawyers down here, the best attorneys
Yeah.
around here to help him out with that case.
Why do I feel like that joke was in the last
It was
episode
absolutely in that
too?
last one. Because it was a personal
Jeez.
attack on you. That's why you
It
remember
was.
it.
It's like this is not the first time I've faced this personal attack. It's not the
Yeah,
second time
from
either, to
this
be fair, but
show.
still.
Well, at
Yeah,
least the
yeah.
second time from
From
this
this
show
show.
specifically.
Yes.
So, yes, Darkwing, while he's running, he gets away from the line and he happens to find an elevator. So,
Oh,
an elevator in
convenient.
hell. Take note, everyone. There's an elevator in hell.
Nice. Yeah, just got to look hard enough.
You just gotta look hard enough. So he pops in just before Beelzebub gets to him, and he rides the elevator. He just hits the top button, and it goes up and up and up and up and up and up until it dings at the top floor and opens up to reveal fluffy, white, sherbet colored flat clouds and a large golden gate. And at the right in front of this golden gate, there's this old little southern dog with a big old mustache and a halo and
Oh.
wings. And he says, well, why, it's Mr. Darkwing Duck, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
He knows exactly who DW is, but DW is confused somehow. I don't know how he doesn't know these pearly gates of heaven.
Yeah.
And he confirms
He's
it's him.
agnostic.
Yeah, DW is Disney show. Completely.
Yeah.
So this old southern dog, he pulls out a computer to check the reservations, but whew, sheesh, gets a little awkward in here when he can't find Darkwing anywhere in
Are
those
you
records.
sure you made a reservation here, sir?
Sir, I know I know who you are, sir. I know who you are. You don't have
Yeah,
to
we
you don't have to tell
don't.
me. I respect you,
Yeah,
but
I'm trying to not make a scene. I'm trying to make this
don't
as
call my
easy on you as
manager.
possible, but we
But
don't have a room for you
we
here.
don't. It looks like no one called ahead. Did you have the right date? Because
Yeah,
you're not
sure.
in there. But this
Yeah.
awkwardness is interrupted when we hear another ding for the elevator, and our dear Satan storms out and
Oh
immediately
no.
starts yelling at the dog, saying, "For Pete's sake, Peter, start hogging all the personnel." So, yes,
Oh, Peter.
obviously.
Nice.
Yes, obviously, this
Yeah.
dog is Saint Peter at the pearly gates of heaven, and him
Mm,
and Beelzebub. Again, I keep going back and forth. Satan, Beelzebub, Lucifer, whatever. I
yeah,
know they're
Lucifer.
different.
Yeah. Same
They
dude, kind of,
same vibe,
mostly. Yeah.
and it's more fun to say Beelzebub. So they immediately start fighting about who gets Darkwing Duck's soul, and they
Oh.
realize this is ridiculous. And they literally say, I think Beelzebub says, "Why don't we just flip a coin for the dead duck?"
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Man. Like, guys,
yeah.
don't live a life where, like, if this is what you believe in, don't live a life where it's a
This
it's
is
a
the
coin
result.
toss. Are you going to
Where
heaven or hell? Coin toss. Like,
and
make
we're
it
like,
pretty clear and obvious which
and
one
we're like,
it's
they don't
gonna
really
be.
care that much about you. Like,
Yeah,
they just referred to
exactly.
you as a dead duck, even though they said they were fans. They just want your soul, my
Yeah.
man, my duck.
Yeah.
So at this comment, though, Darkwing grabs the coin like mid flip, and he also suddenly somehow, again, maybe he was concussed for too long, but
I
he's
feel like
like,
that's a sentence to hell right there. Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
just grabbing the
You're
coin flip
like
of your
cheating
soul.
because you're like breaking the rules and you're like, are you stealing this money? Are
Yeah,
you stealing
Beelzebub's
this
like,
coin?
see, see,
Can I have
cut the
him,
line.
please? Come
Cheating
with
on this
me.
soul coin toss.
Yeah.
You want this? You want this in
You,
your
you want this?
behind those
You want this
gates,
lawlessness?
Peter? Yeah. Who knows what he's gonna do back there? But yeah, DW was like, sorry, did you say dead duck? Who perchance are you talking about? I don't see a
Hmm.
dead duck around here. And
Well, you're the only duck here.
you're the
Oh, well,
only
I'm
duck
assuming
here.
Lucifer's not or I don't know what
No,
they
he's just a weird ass
depict him
Satan
as.
goblin
Okay, like a
situation.
demon looking thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. And this is
Mhm.
where Beelzebub and Peter just like stare at each other and stare at DW, just like in disbelief, like, you gonna tell him? What? No, you gonna tell him? No, you gonna tell him?
Whoever
You gonna
tells
tell
him gets to keep him.
him?
Nose goes. Yeah.
Yeah, nose goes. Should we flip a coin? I have another coin. You
Yeah.
want to flip another coin?
Yeah.
And DW uses this momentary confusion to run back to the elevator and hit a different floor, I guess, and
Mm.
escape yet again. And he's able this time to make it back to Earth. But
Mm.
as we see him walk onto our planet here, We see him as an apparition. He's like fully transparent, looking like a ghost. It's clear to us, if it wasn't very clear already, this is a dead duck on our hands.
He's
We
dead.
got a dead duck here.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So he makes it home, confused about how rude people are these days, just not even saying hi to him, walking right by him, kind of threw him a couple points that he's pretty confused about. He thinks people are just bumping into him.
Mm.
And as he gets
Hmm.
home, Alexis, Goslin and LP are walking in fully in funeral attire, cry like bawling, crying their eyes out about how much they're gonna miss their dad slash GW.
Ooh.
Like it's
Oh,
actually low-key
man.
extremely sad, especially for Goslin. But like LP is bawling his eyes out too, and he's trying to
Of
comfort her
course.
and be
That's his man.
strong.
He
It's
just
his
lost his man.
man's.
And Gosselin lost her
Exactly. He's
father.
a single
Oh my
parent
God.
now. It's hard. And so
Yeah.
with every comment though, like DW is like responding and being like, "What are you guys talking about?" And he's getting more and more frustrated with them ignoring him and being so dramatic about nothing. And he's getting angrier and angrier until he finally snaps and just starts like yelling at them of like, "I'm right here." He like jumps on the table and screaming at them.
Mm.
And Goslin, like between her like crying and sobs, goes, "It's almost like I can hear him again." And
Oh, man.
she looks up and jumps back and says, "It's almost like I can see him again."
Oh,
And
no.
LP looks up now. And of course, they start screaming because they see
Okay, they can
a
both see him.
ghost.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And then DW screams, and then they scream more. And then there's a lot of screaming happening, back and forth of what's happening.
Just everyone's screaming. It's
Lots of
crazy.
screaming
Yeah.
happening. A lot of confusion, which is understandable. But DW is like, "Y'all, I am not dead. I just need a little help. There's just something weird going on, but not dead. Not dead.
Mm.
Just need a little assistance with
Mm.
some situation here." And yeah, they're like, "Well, we kind of saw your body. We kind of just buried
Yeah.
you." So
Denial is a river in Egypt.
yeah. Yeah, and DW is paddling upstream on that river right now. Going upstream without a paddle for him. So
Yeah.
naturally, though, they need to go find someone who can help, an expert in all things spooky, who was also in my last episode, Morgana, who is
Yeah,
basically a
that's right.
duck who looks like the Bride of Frankenstein, essentially
Yeah.
like vibe. She's a like Transylvanian sorceress. She's an
Hmm.
expert, yes, on all things spooky. She is sometimes canonically is sometimes DW's
Yeah.
girlfriend, but you know what? Whatever. LP, maybe they're polyamorous. Who's to say?
Yeah.
Like they can be
They're a
life
progressive
partners
couple.
and poly. Exactly. Everything
Yeah.
all can be true at once.
Yeah.
So Morgana, of course, decides to help. She, of course, can see DW immediately and is like, "Uh-oh, yikes." And
Ew.
she's
Not
like,
looking good for
"Well,
you, buddy.
things are looking pretty grim, but not in the way I like them to be grim."
Yeah.
So she gets out a spell book and tries an incantation for reincarnation, but it just turns DW into a carnation.
Mm.
And she undoes it quickly and
Yes.
she's like, she levels with him and she's like, "My man, bringing back someone from the dead is like nearly impossible. I don't know if I can
Yeah.
do this." And at the D word, dead, DW cuts her off because, yes, he is
Hmm.
continuing to be in denial about being quote unquote dead. And he storms off. And
All right, buddy.
see how far
Buy
this is going to
yourself
get you, my
whatever you
man.
want. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
not far.
Mm. Mhm.
So in the house, he goes like into the living room or something like that, and he turns on the TV where it's a talk show, and it's announcing their upcoming guests this week. The villain who kills superheroes, Megavolt.
Mm.
Megavolt is going on a book tour about his memoir about how he killed the one and only Darkwing Duck.
From a jail cell? Is he like in cuffs as he's doing this tour? No
He's got some
one
good
is
lawyers.
like,
No one's
oh,
concerned.
I guess, yeah.
No.
Beelzebub loaned a few of his lawyers to
Yeah, he sent him
Megavolt,
back up there
apparently.
because he was
Yeah,
pissed
it's
that
like you have a
DW got
temporary
away.
mission.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's
it's
like, I'll give you
payback.
2 months of life if you make sure this guy gets off free for
Yeah,
killing
exactly.
Darkwing.
So DW is pissed even more because he's like, no one killed me. And even if I was quote unquote dead, shouldn't I be, like you just said, shouldn't DW be getting like praised and airtime and like in
Yeah,
memoriam, not the dude who
also
killed
true.
him?
Yeah.
So he vows to find a way to stop this quote assaulting battery unquote, which is very funny and subtle and
That is
quirky
good.
and
Yeah, it
funny.
took me a few seconds, but yes,
Yes,
that
about
is good.
Megavolt and assaulting battery.
Megavolt battery. Yes.
Yeah, you got it.
Ah,
You got it.
to assault
So,
him. Yeah.
yes, you put it together. So, DW is like, I'm going to take this guy down. Like, I'm still going to stop Megavolt from whatever this weird apparition way that I am existing right now. So,
Hmm.
DW ghosts his way to Megavolt's lair, but Megavolt doesn't notice him at all. Like,
Because he's a
Meg,
ghost.
one, because he's a ghost. Two, Megavolt is too busy being on the phone with his agent, working on cutting a movie deal.
Of course.
Hmm.
Of course.
Yeah.
Bigger fish to fry. He's yeah, his time's
Yep.
occupied.
Comment on
He
those
can't take the
villains in
time to be
Hollywood over
haunted.
here right now. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Getting that movie deal. So, Goslin, by the way, had said that like her theory about why they could see Darkwing is because they cared about him and like loved him so much that like this is why they can see
Aw.
him and thus no one else can because they just love him the most. And obviously Megavolt doesn't
Yeah.
care about him.
Oh,
But
sure.
yeah, sure. He's only obsessed with him writing a movie and book about it. Whatever.
Right. It's like kind of sounds like he's thinking about him all the time, if
It
you
sounds like
ask
he's
me. But not
obsessed with
lovingly, I
him.
guess.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
care about him in a loving way.
Yeah.
So, Darkwing at this point, we know
Like
he's got a short
LP.
temper. Yeah, exactly. That's again, it just proved even more
And
that they
Morgana,
are,
I
yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Yeah.
They care about him in a loving way.
Yeah. It's this little family.
Yeah. And so Darkwing at this point, we know he's got a temper. He's absolutely like blowing his gasket at all of this, being like, I am not dead. Like, cut this shit. I am alive. This is just a weird thing. It's a phase. I'm going through a phase. I am not dead. And he gets
Hmm.
cut off when a skeletal hand, and I don't mean like a very bony, decrepit looking nasty hand. I mean the hand of a skeleton
Mm.
lands on his shoulder. And
Uh-oh.
Darkwing
Not
turns
this
around
guy.
and looks up to see the one, the only. I need like a like drum roll, like
Drum
razzle
roll.
dazzle style coming
Noted.
in. The man of the hour, cloak, scythe, and all. It's our man. Doo-doo-doo. Death.
Mm. Himself.
So, yes. Oh, and as a total side note, I forgot to mention this earlier. I think why this episode wasn't banned is because he's only briefly in hell and then comes out of it.
Okay.
Versus, I think my episode, I also need to rewatch it and stuff. But like, I think
Yeah,
in
some
that
episodes take
episode, Beelzebub is like coming out and like possessing people and like comes to the earth and is like
Okay.
doing evil stuff. Versus this one, he's just briefly in hell, but then also in heaven and then he's
Yeah.
out of hell.
I was like,
kind of
and they
thing.
have heaven too to show kids. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, no,
and
see, there is another way. No,
yeah, and I think
no.
Beelzebub was just like, "You're already here, so I'll put you in there." Versus, I think in the band one, he's like out doing shit on the earthly
Okay.
realm. I
Yeah.
think.
We're gonna do a comparison because yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I think it was more
I don't
devil
know
on
where
earth versus devil
what
staying in
draws the
hell.
line for them.
He's
Like
staying in his
where was
lane
the
in this
line crossed?
episode. You know,
Yeah.
it was literal hell lane.
Don't be bringing that devil on our turf. Yeah, leave him down
Mm-mm-mm.
there.
Stay at
Yeah.
bottom floor of that
Hmm.
elevator ride.
Interesting.
So,
You can show him offing a senator or a car
as long as it's
salesman or
in
committing a
hell,
exactly, but don't bring that up
don't
here.
bring it up. Don't bring it up to the terrestrial zone, my man.
Hmm.
So, yes, we've got our man, or one, our entity, let's say, Death.
Yeah.
And behind Death, a glowing door appears, and he silently just points at it and looks to Darkwing Duck. And all we can see, we can't see a face, it's just the black hood with nothing underneath.
Yeah. Love
And so,
it.
yes, he just silently points in that direction. And now, look, I know this is a long episode, but I couldn't not do a side tangent and a Wikipedia deep dive
Thank
about
you.
the Grim Reaper.
Well, awesome. I love it. I was
Yes.
just thinking of some questions like, I've
Yeah.
never actually really thought about the distinction between the Grim Reaper and the devil. I mean, obviously I know they're very different, but I'm like,
Uh-huh.
Is there like a connection there? What's just tell me.
What's
Tell
the
me about him.
cinch? I will
Yeah.
tell you about him. So this is,
Mhm.
I tried to condense it down. I could have done
Or her,
3 to 10
perhaps.
hours about this, but
Hmm.
here's our Wikipedia summary of the origins of like the Grim Reaper. Of course, here is the caveat, which is that pretty much every culture and society has depictions of death,
Hmm.
which, again, this is why I could talk about it forever, yanked myself out of it. So we're just going to focus on the Western culture version. That's specifically the Grim Reaper. Like when we, at least like in the US, picture the Grim Reaper, and in a lot of Europe, when you picture the Grim Reaper, this is what we picture, and this is what I'm going to
Yeah.
talk about mainly.
Nice.
So, the Grim Reaper is a personification of death in Western cultures that appears at the moment of death. So, he doesn't kill you, he's just there at the moment you die to take you away to
Hmm.
whatever's next. You know him, you love him, he's got the black robe, he's got the scythe, he's a skeleton, he's a little
Yeah.
skelly boy.
He doesn't like to
And
change his appearance too
he,
much
you know what?
at
If
all,
it ain't
really.
broke, don't fix it.
Don't
You know?
fix it. No need. Yeah,
No,
there's nothing
no
to fix.
need.
He's
Iconic.
a
It's like a
fashion
little black
icon.
dress. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone around the world always knows what this man is wearing, or
You know.
woman. I don't know what
You
this
know
thing
when
is
it walks
wearing.
into a room. Okay?
Exactly.
You don't need to question it. You know right away. That's icon status.
Literally.
So these three aspects of his depiction, so the black robe, the scythe, and the skeleton,
Mhm.
have apparently been connected to the concept of death in Europe, in European art, since about the 14th century. But the name Grim Reaper and all of those three concepts combined didn't happen until the 19th century. So most likely the origins of like the concept of death with these like kind of three, again, a skeleton, scythe, black robe, not necessarily all together yet, probably came from a combination of multiple European folklore that's connected to what else was happening in the 14th century, the Black Death, the
Yeah.
bubonic
Hmm.
plague. So back then, it was often the like skeletal side of things. It was often skeletal creatures or women with wings who are carrying scythes. That was like what death looked like then, which like you go girl. Like
Yeah,
working gal in the 14th century, get it.
exactly. Get those
It's hard
wings.
out there.
Exactly.
Get
Do
them
that job.
wings.
Yeah.
So yeah, 14th century bubonic plague when it was like death equaled skeletal creatures with women with wings, and sometimes they had scythes, and the scythe was often there because of the agricultural associations in the medieval period and like the representation of removal or like the reaping of human souls from their bodies in huge numbers like the plague. So basically, scythe, you're out there reaping like,
Yeah.
you know, tons of land, that kind of stuff. Same thing with souls, the bubonic
Yeah.
plague, removing lots of souls at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Symbolism.
exactly. And it was the Renaissance era that started to combine the skeletons and scythes more and more into like a full personification of death.
Mm.
So like it had art like the dancing macabre, which is like a really famous, like if you saw it, you would know it. It's like dancing skeletons like in a circle
Yeah.
kind of thing. So like
Yeah.
art like
Very
that.
creepy, but yeah.
Exactly. And so more and more like symbolism started coming with that, like big hourglasses to like represent like our time.
Ooh.
And so that
Yeah.
started like slowly happening during the Renaissance, but it wasn't until the 19th century that in European art, the black cloak was kind of added, possibly related to wearing black at funerals. Like we obviously now are just
Hmm.
like, yeah, duh, the black cloak kind of thing. But it was
Yeah.
probably of like when people started wearing black at funerals more, that
Mourning.
became,
Yeah.
yeah, became the fit. Um, but it was only in the 1840s that the Grim Reaper appeared as a term for the first time, or like first big time in English print. So, like, yeah, it came through bubonic plague to art to like needing to personify and understand it more to eventually in the 1840s, like using that term to describe like this entity of death in like a print and
Yeah.
written way. So, that's the very brief rundown of Grim Reaper. It's super interesting. It goes way more in depth.
Hmm.
Also, every other like cultures, like personification and like the folklore behind it, very interesting. I wish I had more
Yeah.
time to like again have a whole episode about it because it's so
And
interesting.
yeah. Man,
So,
that's first off, thank you, because I did not
mhm.
know that I mean, I guess I knew that it went back far, but I never really thought, like, when did not just the phrase, but kind of the image or depiction of this all
Yeah.
begin?
Like
So
always
that
comes
is
back to
interesting to
bubonic
know.
plague.
Literally, yeah, that was
Yeah.
as soon as you said, like, well, 19th century, I was like, oh, the plague, basically, or
Yeah.
like a
Right,
lot of
exactly.
people
Like,
freaking dying everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, how do you understand it's
And
the 14th century and everyone's dead? Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know. We'll make
14th,
some
sorry.
skeletons
Yeah.
with wings and scythes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess the only other thing I keep saying like him or her as the Grim Reaper or
Yeah.
as Death because being just who I am, a comic book
Uh-huh.
nerd, one of my favorite depictions of Death is from Marvel Comics, where it's
Oh,
actually
uh-huh.
Lady Death, like a
Hell
woman
yeah.
who has caused so much fucking havoc and pain in the comics, but
Good for
who
her.
I will say, and the reason I'm saying this because you'll love this fact in live action like shows
Yes.
in the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Who is
Lady
it?
Death is depicted by our favorite Aubrey
Aubrey
Plaza.
Plaza. I did know that actually
Yes,
because of the
which is so
one
perfect.
show.
Yeah,
Yes.
Agatha All Along, which is such a
Yes,
good
yes,
show
yes.
too. It's so so
And
good.
a perfect death.
It's just about witches and yeah,
It's
it's
like truly the role
Covens
of made for
of her.
Aubrey
Yeah,
Plaza.
like
Yeah,
I really hope they
forever.
bring her into movies or something or like carry
Yes,
on her character because literally she was just
just
perfect role for
perfection.
her.
I will
So
say, while we're on our favorite depictions of death, I've been
yeah.
reading through the Discworld series, which is a Terry Pratchett
Mm,
series that it was like 20 something books, like spanned his entire career. But
mm.
death in that one, and there's some like death specific books because it follows like different motifs and characters throughout it. And death in that one is like so funny. There's this one book, I think it's the third or fourth in the series called Mort, where basically like Death gets an intern and like wants to take a
Uh,
break from being Death, and just like this random like teenager accidentally becomes his like intern kind of thing. And just yeah,
nice.
it's my favorite depiction
Wait,
of
I love
Death
that.
is
I've never heard of these
it's
books. What are they
oh
called?
it's called the Discworld series, and like
Discworld.
yeah,
Hmm.
we can talk about it afterwards. It's so good.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
like
that's too much.
they're
Yeah.
super fun, and
Right.
but yeah, Death is like a character throughout all of them, and like
I love
it's,
it.
it's just my
I'm like,
favorite
I'm
depiction
tired of
of
this
Death.
shit. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's
I've
just
been doing this so
tired.
long. Can I get an intern? I
Yeah,
don't
give
blame
me
him. It's
someone
a
get
busy
over and
job.
do some work here. Someone help me out.
Hmm.
Someone come get working
It's
here.
like the more he works, it almost seems like the more he has to work in the future. It's like he can keep
Exactly.
taking as many people out, but the population keeps booming.
I
So it's
know,
just like it never ends
exactly.
for
It's
this
never
guy.
ending. He's tired. He's tired.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Got to
yeah,
pass the
so
sigh on to somebody else.
exactly. Like I passed that scythe on, you know? So yeah,
Yeah.
so I love it. That's a really good
Interesting.
depiction of death and very fun. Highly
Yeah.
recommend. So
Hmm.
yes. Anyways, Darkwing now facing the Grim Reaper
Death.
does what
Yikes. Now
many
that
of
we know
us
his
would do.
background, thank
Know his
you.
background, bubonic
Yes.
plague. Darkwing does what he does best in this episode, which is hightail it the fuck out of there as fast as he can.
Mm. Hmm.
And he's able to run all the way home, avoiding him, but naturally death being death. They're waiting they're waiting at home basically for DW still, and starts
Yeah.
knocking on all of the doors. And Alexis,
Uh-oh.
yet again, an example of why DW immediately went to hell first,
Oh no,
is that
buddy.
DW shouts from inside, like, I think you have the wrong address. Try one door down. So we see Death go next door to the Muddlefoot's house, where the dad,
No.
Herb, opens the door, and Death just grabs him by the collar and starts dragging him down the street.
No. Oh my God, Darkwing is the worst.
And
No.
Alexis,
But
we
also, Death, what
fully,
are you doing? You should know better
you
than
should know. I
that.
think Death's just like, I just
He's
need a soul.
tired. It's been a
I
long
just need
day.
a soul.
Yeah, all right. It's like, I don't care who it
I
is.
gotta
I just
count. I
need
got a
one.
soul count to hit, you know? Or this was
Oh
the intern. Who's to
no.
say?
Yeah, it's right.
But
Probably.
Alexis,
Always
we
blame it on the
hear
intern.
DW's like internal monologue being like, well, whose life is more important? Mine or useless herbs? Like, who's contributing
You
more to
know,
society? Him or moi, the superhero?
in hindsight, thinking back to all the episodes of this show that we've covered, it was never a question of where Darkwing Duck was going.
Never a question.
It was never this duck has always been an asshole. He's
Destined. Yeah.
the worst. Yeah.
He's always been destined to go all the way to hell immediately.
Yeah. In hindsight, oh man, Darkwing, you're not beating the allegations, buddy. Oh man.
No, you're just proving them wrong. Or you're proving them right with every
Yeah, proving
second.
him right over and over again. Beelzebub is just like, I imagine him and Peter are standing by each other, like watching this play out on some jumbotron,
Yeah.
and he's just looking at Peter
He's
like,
just flipping his coin. Yeah, exactly. Like, see?
I
See?
told you. I don't know why we're even having this debate.
But we're having this debate because
Okay.
thankfully DW sees I mean, doesn't see, sees the light in a different way sees the
Goslin
light of
probably tells
good.
him, oh,
Dad,
yeah, what the hell are you
that's my
doing?
best friend's
No pun
dad. Come on.
intended.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, what the hell are you
it's an
doing?
innocent man.
So luckily, DW runs outside and starts calling and egging on Death to chase him again. So Death drops Herb and starts running after DW. And like, Death, by the way, is like classic horror movie killer movement of like he goes super slow. He's not in
Mm,
any rush, but he's always there
he'll
before you
get you.
somehow. Yeah, and he'll
Hmm.
get you. So DW runs to Morgana's this time, where everyone's been working on a cure for dying. Yes. Yeah, he's
Morgana's like,
bringing
don't bring
everyone
that
into
shit
it.
here. Yeah, she's like, bro.
My man, this is why we broke up.
Yeah. This is why I told you
You're
to get the hell out of here. I told you
you're
there's
always
nothing I can do
bringing death to my door, and
death,
now literally not
literally
fucking
to my
cool.
doorstep. Oh
Yeah,
God.
not fucking cool.
Mm.
So, yeah, so he runs to Morgana's, much to her chagrin, where LP and Goslin also are. So, like, my man,
Literally the
goes
only
straight to
people who
hell.
care about you.
Yeah,
You're
right to
trying to
hell.
bring death to them. Yeah.
Literally bringing death to them. And so Morgana is like, Darkwing, I'm sorry. Like, there's absolutely
Yeah.
nothing we can do. Like, she
Yeah.
tries a couple more spells, but like, nothing's happening. It just confirms it. Like, death is final, it's here. And Darkwing, with this, like,
You
finally
can't outrun
accepts,
it.
yeah, like, he finally accepts his fate. He mopes off to head home just to be like, yeah, I won't bring death literally to your doorstep. And like, LP runs after him to like go console him of like, it's okay that you're dead.
I bet Morgana didn't run after
Morgana
him.
shut that fucking door as soon as they walked out, locked it behind them.
LP like whispers that in Darkwing Duck's ear as he's
Yeah.
like only one of us ran out here after you, just so you know,
Yeah.
if you didn't
FYI,
realize.
it was me.
Yeah.
Hi, your true love. I'm still here.
Yeah.
But you know who else doesn't go to comfort our dead duck?
Mm,
Goslin. And
yeah.
it's not because she doesn't love her dad. It's because her love takes a different form that we've seen in other episodes.
Solutions.
Vengeance.
Oh. That's right. I forgot that about Goslin. She's actually like the worst of them all. At least to the lengths
Goslin
that she will go.
likes that she will go.
Yeah.
She glances at a newspaper that was sitting out, which is announcing Megavolt's upcoming book deal about killing heroes. And we see Goslin crumple it up and say, I'm not going to let him get away with murder.
Oh no. Oh no.
So we hard cut to a graveyard, which had me real worried for a second because I was God.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like,
like,
oh,
Goslin,
she already accomplished her goals.
Goslin cut a bitch.
That was
Like,
quick. Yeah.
like
She's
she's
like
out there
wipes her
digging a
hands off,
grave.
like, well,
Yeah,
I have 2 more hours left before I gotta go to bed. So
yeah,
what
for
now what do I do?
bedtime.
Yeah, for bedtime.
But luckily, thank God,
Yeah.
no, it's DW and LP making their way
Okay.
home because DW wanted to see his grave site and is like even more devastated because instead of like a huge mausoleum, it's just like a mound of dirt. Like
Oh.
like a mound
Oh,
of
wow.
dirt. It's got
That's
like
even worse.
it's got like a traffic cone on it with his photo taped to it, which like
Oh
I
my
think
God.
LP's like, we ordered your gravestone, but like it's not here yet. But like
True,
DW
but
doesn't
that's not,
care. Like I
you don't do
assume that's
that in
what
the
the
interim.
situation is. I'm hoping that's what the situation is at least.
Yeah, I was gonna say, otherwise, are they like destitute? Did Darkwing like bankrupt them before?
Probably.
Maybe, which another reason
You
why he's
go
going
straight
where
to
he's going.
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
So, yeah, it's not good. DW is just
Yikes.
even more devastated. So they head back home. Like, DW just wants to turn some TV on and like veg out and just like distract himself. But unfortunately, right when they turn it on, it's Opal, aka Oprah. It's like very clearly supposed to be Oprah.
What'd you say her name was? Opal.
Opal, yeah,
That's funny.
Opal. She
Yeah.
got the Oprah haircut from the 90s, the whole nine
Nice.
yards.
Yeah.
And her guest today
Oh
is
no. Don't.
Megavolt,
Oh, jeez. This
and she's
guy.
asking him, what in your life? What are all the ways your life has changed since killing Darkwing Duck?" And he starts going on and on about how rich he is now, about how much life is better is. And LP is like scrambling to change that channel and be like, "We should turn this up.
Yeah.
We should not watch this."
Yeah.
But they stop, they freeze when they hear a familiar, righteous, and indignant voice come through the TV, screaming from the
Mm.
audience, "If you killed someone, why aren't you in jail?"
I
Which,
like I could not think of a better question to
a
ask in
better
this
fucking
moment.
question. Yeah.
I mean, I know I asked it earlier, but it's still a valid
That's why I
question.
played it down
It's
earlier
more
because, yeah,
valid
what the
now.
fuck? Like,
Yeah, like what the hell is happening right now?
why is he on a talk show? Why is this child the only one calling this shit out?
Exactly. There are no police officers doing anything about this right now. No,
Yeah,
no
he's
FBI. No,
there. He's
nobody.
not in a
Nobody.
jumpsuit. He's not in cuffs. Like nothing. He is thrown out
Yeah.
on that stage, and Goslin, being that bitch, like she runs up and grabs the mic from Opal slash Oprah, who's trying to like fight it back, and Goslin goes,
Mhm.
"Let me talk. I'm a citizen." Which, like, I don't know. I just love.
First Amendment, damn it. Give
Yeah,
me my
exactly.
rights.
Free speech. So she gets that fucking mic and she runs up on that stage and says, and she starts riling up the crowd. She's like, "If you guys bought this book, you need to go and demand a refund. Like, this is a murderer." But
Yep. Always go for the pockets. Yeah, go for the
Alexis, remember,
pocketbooks.
there's, like you said, there's no security here. So Megavolt just grabs her and says that he'll do away with this little brat. And then he turns to the camera. "Of course, on my new episode of my new show this week, Megavolt's Crime of the Week," which is just
What?
him committing
Committing crimes.
crimes.
It's like the opposite of cops.
Yes,
Or
it's the
like the first
opposite of cops.
48. It's like instead of finding the person who committed the crime, let's watch
He is
people
doing
commit
the
crime
crime
and then yes.
and watch it. Yeah. And so, like, I really have to say, like, I don't think this was maybe the intention of the show, but I read all of this as like a very funny commentary on like true crime, which, like, I'm obviously an
Mm,
active, like, participant and like listener, viewer, like
yeah,
consumer of.
same. Yeah.
But like, yeah, I just thought it was like a funny, I don't know.
In a
I feel like
way, it
they
is
were really leaning
actually.
into being like,
It's
this is
basically what
what
you guys are
this kind of
doing
what's
on. I'm trying to
happening
think
here
of
sometimes.
what was on back then. I guess they had like Dateline and stuff like that, or like little
Yeah.
independent, like on TV news, like
Yeah,
documentaries and stuff
exactly.
like, because this was before podcasts or even before like,
Yeah, but like true crime's always been around an
but a
obsession and a
thing.
money maker kind of
Exactly.
thing. And so yeah,
Exactly.
it was just
Books
like to
and
me a funny
let's
commentary on it.
glamorize. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
that's,
like the propping
you're
up of the
not
actual
wrong.
murderer. Yeah, so I
Exactly.
thought that was very funny of them to even
Hmm.
potentially unintentionally, but even if it was intentional, like funny thing to do.
Yeah.
So we cut to his studio that he actually has, where he has Goslin tied up. And he's there recording an episode of this new show where I guess he's like, I don't know, gonna murder this
Torture.
child? Like, unclear.
Yeah. And
Torture, yeah,
wow.
unclear what's gonna happen
On TV. Hmm.
on TV. And of course, DW saw this, so he zipped in his ghostly ways away to the studio, as does LP. But DW is a ghost. He can't do shit. Like,
Besides like annoy Goslin and
yeah,
LP,
LP like
like
about
saying
doing
shit.
nothing. And I guess LP, he's confused. He's in mourning. He can't do shit either because Megavolt very quickly overtakes LP and ties him up. And Megavolt, he's like, twice the victims, twice the ratings, baby. Like, let's do this.
Mm.
And just as DW runs to them tied up, hoping he can find a way to untie them, DW now gets yanked up by the collar. Finally, Death has caught up with him. And this time, in a deep, baritone, resonating voice, Death tells DW that he did not forget about him. And instead of getting away this time, Death drags DW. They just sink down into the ground and they end up back in that like starry cloud galaxy, like limbo state situation that he like started out in. And, you know, DW's finally going through all the stages of grief. He's trying to bargain his way out. He's angry. He's sad. He's in denial.
Hail Mary's here.
Hail Mary's here.
Yeah.
And Death
Last
is
shot.
just metaphorically rolling his eyes. And he's lamenting about like, and this is so funny of like the Terry Pratchett like version of Death of he's just like lamenting now in this very like, beautiful baritone voice about like he doesn't understand why everybody hates him. They run from him. He's not the one that has killed them. Like he just takes people to the next like place and like don't people know how that makes me feel when everyone hates me so much? Which, like, true.
Right. When like, it is. Death is misunderstood. It's I mean,
misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's not his
like
fault.
you said, exactly. Perfect point. Like, Death is not the one that kills people. Death
Don't
just
shoot the
has to
messenger.
lead them to their final destination, which
Exactly.
that
The
pun
horror
was
movie.
kind of intended. Yeah.
Exactly.
Such good movies. Anyways.
So, yes, DW, though, he sees an opportunity. He's like, okay, he's multidimensional. He's like an onion. Peel back those layers. He's got something beside him. And DW is like, layers of death, exactly. DW is like, you know what? Bet you haven't had anyone like me here before, though. That's like, excuse me? And DW is like, I bet there's something I can do that you can't do. And Death's like, and what would that be precisely? And DW says, well, die. DW says, well, why don't we make a deal? If I can do something you can't do, then I get just one more hour on Earth to go save Goslin and LP. He doesn't even ask not to die. He just says one more hour to go save the people I love, and then you can have me. And so Death's like, sure, whatever you say. Like, what can you do that I can't do? And like, obviously it's fucking stupid. Like DW does this thing. He did it earlier in the episode to like distract Megavolt at one point before he got the anvil dropped on his head. He basically like laces his fingers together like in like a funky way. Here, let me shout out to our YouTube to try and see it where like
if you're watching
like
Grace's
and you have like one middle finger up and one middle finger down, like that's it. You just lace your fingers together and have like one finger up and one finger down and like wiggle it around. Like it's fucking stupid. But he does it, and Death tries to put his little skeleton fingers together, and those little skelly fingers just click clacking around, and they just all break apart and fall onto the ground. So
wow, well,
he was right.
This is a little embarrassing. Not gonna lie,
pretty
embarrassing. Yeah,
and Death sure is word though. So DW snaps back into the studio, although he is still a ghost, but he's back because he didn't say make me into like myself again.
Exactly. Okay.
Specifics.
Don't go making deals and bargains with Death
any
or
entity.
the devil. There's always something
any supernatural entity. Don't fucking make a deal.
Don't do it. And I still feel like even if he did say like bring me back alive for 1 hour, like they always got something up their sleeves.
You got to be as most detailed as humanly possible.
Exactly.
So,
and even then, I still think they had something up their sleeve. Even then, you can't trust them.
Yeah. You can like try and make it a little better for yourself, but in the end, you're gonna get got for sure. So
exactly.
Yes, he comes back as a ghost still, where
Hmm.
currently, like, this self-propelling, well, I guess because Megavolt can control electricity, so controlling it that way,
Yeah.
like, electric razor is like biting and snapping at Goslin and LP,
Mm.
and Goslin's able to kick it away. And DW arriving back in, they see him, they're happy. He still can't interact with things, but DW like looks at the knot and starts telling LP to how to like loosen the binds that like has them tied up.
Hmm.
So LP is able to jump out of the binds just as Megavolt is turning other appliances on to attack them. And LP, with DW's whispering and instructions on how to be a hero, LP leaps over, unplugs, like rips the cords of all the devices, shouting lines that DW is feeding him, like, I'm cutting
Yeah.
off the power to your evil scheme.
Oh God.
Classics. Classic painful
Yeah.
DW
Good.
lines. Also, why he's
Exactly.
going to hell. These puns, straight to hell.
Horrible. Yeah. Crimes against
Horrible.
humanity. These
Exactly.
puns.
But Goslin is still tied up at this point. And so Megavolt grabs another weapon and starts running towards her. And DW at this point is like, look, I kind of appealed to Death's emotions up there. I saw that he is multidimensional. Maybe Megavolt is too. And so
Hmm.
DW is, yes, feeding LP all of these lines. But interestingly, it kind of is also like LP or DW like coming. I think this is like the moment we see him coming to terms with like in an hour he is going to die and like be gone
Uh,
from this world forever. And
yeah.
DW is basically shouting, and again, LP is saying all this to Megavolt, but DW is saying, there's nothing in this world as precious as life. If you only worry about yourself, you're going to end up lonely and unhappy.
Mm.
And this actually stops Megavolt
Yikes.
in his tracks. And he's like, what? How, how'd you know that I was
Shit.
lonely?
Oh.
And like
Oh.
slumps down into a chair. And DW slash LP
Oh.
go on and say, basically like in this life, like this life is short and you need to spend it treating others with kindness and respect, like in order to live a good life while you have it, while
Hmm.
also LP is tying Megavolt up very quickly
Yeah.
to like,
Meanwhile. Yeah.
and also, you haven't been very kind, you are a murderer, so we do need to, have
Yeah, yeah.
justice
But
still.
enjoy the short life that you have, which is
Yeah,
about
but
to be
like when
shorter
you're in
because you're going to
prison,
be behind federal
yeah,
bar. You're
but
going to be in
like be
federal
nicer
prison.
in prison, be a
Yeah,
little kinder when
maybe.
you're in jail here.
Yeah, to the extent you can.
Yeah. So they go and free Goslin and
Mm,
they take them back to, leave Megavolt to get taken care of by the authorities. But they
yeah.
head to Morgana's to say like final goodbyes there. She
Oh.
tells them, yeah, that basically like there's nothing she can do to help them. Like she continued to try and research, but like this is it. You can't beat death.
I'm pretty sure
And
she
so,
gave up a while ago, and every time they keep coming back, she's just like, "Yeah, I tried.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
kept look.
She's like
Sorry."
having her nails be like drying. So like,
Yeah,
oh, I can't hug you.
like
Actually, these are I wasn't doing my nails. They're just
she's like in the
wet.
middle of cooking or something, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, my hands.
This was a
I've been touching raw
potion
meat.
for death.
Ooh,
Sorry, the potion, definitely a
sorry.
potion, not a stew for my
Yeah."
dinner. Did you
She's
guys want
like,
some
"Oh,
dinner?
we were still trying. We were still trying
Oh, you're
to
not dead
say,
yet?
oh yeah, no,
I'll
yeah, sorry, I didn't
totally.
think of anything. I couldn't come
Yeah,
up with
sorry. I
anything. My
thought you
bad.
were like for sure gone forever now.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
already went to
know
your
we were
funeral.
still
We're still doing
trying.
this? We're still doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, you got 5 minutes left?
Let me
That's
finish
fine.
this. Let me finish cooking this and
LP Goslin,
then
you want a bowl? You want some soup?
yeah.
Or I got
Mhm.
you. Okay,
And
cool.
then cool.
What?
Cool.
Cool. Perfect.
I'll look in my
Then we'll,
library again.
yeah, then we'll finally be done with this. Sweet.
Cool.
So yes, they're there, and the hour runs out with of course, a deep bell toll, and Death appears
Mhm.
again, holding his hand out to DW, who is having like it's like the last seconds to say goodbye, and DW says goodbye to everyone.
Mhm.
He does apologize to Morgana, basically like sorry for everything I've put you through. Like sorry, like we
Sorry
never
for
like
making
worked
you my
out,
side piece.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes to LP and says that he was like the best and only sidekick he ever had and would ever want. He
Wow.
also asks LP to take care of Goslin,
Yeah,
which, like,
makes sense.
he would. He's
Obviously.
Goslin's
He already
dad, so of
was.
course he would.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He starts trying to embraces Goslin in this huge hug and starts trying to give her like life advice of like everything he can think of, which I mainly
Funny.
mention because here are the things he says: wash behind your ears, eat your
Okay.
vegetables,
Okay.
stay out of prison, which relevant for Goslin for sure.
Yes, for sure.
That
And
girl,
honestly, all three of those are important. Like, I mean, I can't,
important life
yeah,
advice.
yeah,
Yes.
but yeah, he should have led with number three.
Yeah, exactly. And like be a hero and then maybe you'll stay out. Who's to say?
But
But
also funny that he's giving life advice. Like, dude, you're literally going to hell.
you're going to hell. These are the things he
Yeah.
never did. This is how he
Yeah.
worked.
Don't be like me.
Don't be like, here's how not to be like me.
Yeah.
But this advice is cut off when Death puts his hand on DW's shoulder again and says, like, this is yes, for whom the bell tolls. This is
Mm, hmm.
the final moment here. And so DW holds his head high as everyone is crying. And he walks out of the building with Death. They're walking down the sidewalk. It looks like
Side
DW
by
has
side.
fully, yeah, side by side, fully accepted it. Again, his head is held high. But remember, DW is an asshole. He immediately turns to Death and is like, never mind, please, please, please. And is like shaking Death, being like, let me back, just let me live again, let me live again. Don't let this happen to me. Not me. I'm a
If
superhero. I'm
only,
so important.
if only it worked that way.
If
Or maybe it
only
will.
it worked that way.
I don't know.
And Alexis, we realize in this moment,
Hmm.
your most hated trope of
Oh,
all
I already know.
time.
I've been trying not to say it this whole time. I already know. I already know. I'm trying to act like I have no clue, but yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
confirming what you feared, which
And
is
yes, I'm glad you know it is literally my I cannot stand this
I was
trope, but
so
here we
mad
are.
too. I was so fucking
Yeah.
mad
Here we are.
that, yes, we realize that he's not shaking Death and begging Death. He's shaking LP, who's standing at DW's bedside in a hospital
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
to Gosland, who is saying it's a miracle that that accident didn't kill you, Dad. And DW shakes out of it, realizing that yes, he's alive. All what we just saw, that was just a little coma dream.
A
A
coma dream.
coma
Yeah. Yeah.
dream, you know? And like, huh, what a fucking,
Yeah.
and like he does like look to the camera and go, whew, what a cheat code that was, or like what a
Yeah.
cheat, which like I love him breaking the fourth wall in this moment.
Thank you. Yeah, even the writers acknowledge, like, we know you guys
We
hate this,
know.
but
Yeah, we
to be
hate
fair, for a
this.
cartoon, I can't hate it that much for a cartoon because, like, what
It's
are
a
you gonna do?
cartoon.
Show the
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck literally being murdered? No,
You
obviously
know,
not. I get it, but
exactly.
it's
I
just
was like,
like,
that would be funny if this was
just
the
do a
last
whole different
episode of the
episode.
entire like show, and
Yeah,
this was he actually dies in
yeah.
the end.
And after this, Goslin became Darkwing Duck. She took the
Hey,
mantle, and yeah, no,
exactly.
DW is dead. Actually, he
Yeah, it
comes
does
back as a
help.
ghost to like mentor Goslin,
Oh,
but
that would
no,
have been
like he's
good. That would
dead.
have been good.
Yeah,
Trying to co-parent with LP as a ghost, and then
yeah,
LP having to go on the
yeah,
missions too.
yeah.
So yes, like DW is obviously
Of course,
elated. He shakes
yeah,
it off. He decides, like, I mean, understandably, a little manic energy of, like, oh my God, I can do so many things now.
sure,
I can do so much.
yeah.
Like, first and foremost, though, we're having a party. Like, I'm having a huge bash. Like, I'm alive. First thing I want to do, let's fucking go. Like, let's celebrate this. Like, let's
How
do
hedonistic of
this.
you, and like
Literally, it's a
again,
party for him.
probably cause to be going to hell.
Alexis. He's
All
in
right,
that kitchen. He's running around doing a bunch of stuff. He's making a little cake together. He opens the oven and flames explode out of it, and Beelzebub comes out with a little wink, and DW shuts that fucking oven door, and that's the end of the episode. So yeah, like you said, straight to hell.
yeah, right. And
It was
also like
straight
tread
there.
lightly here, buddy. You're given a second chance. Like think about it. Do not have a party celebrating the fact that you're not dead. How about go volunteer somewhere? How about
Yeah.
go
How about
help
learn
a
a
lady
lesson?
cross the street? How about
Yeah.
exactly? How about be a better father to your daughter and a better husband
Yes.
slash partner to your husband
To
slash
your husband
partner?
LP. Yeah,
Like,
like let's learn a
mm,
thing or two here.
I
And
love
he
it. Great
clearly
job.
learned nothing. And yes, that was it was the
Yeah.
best ending to have. Like that little again, I think that was the writers winking at us, being like, we know.
We
And
know,
also,
we
yeah,
gotcha.
he's going straight down. No stops, one-way ticket, straight to hell.
I'm, I can't think of which point of this, but at a certain point, I was like, this is like Dickensian coded. I was getting really like Ebenezer Scrooge vibes and
Yes.
like, look
I
at
think the
what the
second
world
death
would be like if you
arrived.
didn't get your shit together, you
Yes,
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like this is what
Like
it is.
Megavolt's freaking he's famous now.
He's
He's
a
not in jail, he's not in
famous.
prison. Yeah, but
Yeah.
like your family is so sad you're gone, but also like the world's
Yes.
doing fine. Like, is this really what you want
Yeah,
the
the
world
world's
to
kind of
look
fine
like
with
after
you.
you die?
Your
Like, think about it.
traffic cone headstone, like, guess what? People actually
Yeah.
didn't care
I
that
feel
much
like
about
that was the
you.
point. I think that was the
Yeah.
point where I was like,
Right, because
oh,
they
this
were
is
in
like
the
Ebenezer
graveyard.
Scrooge coded.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like my worst fear
I
of
was like,
like, oh God, no one cared about
yeah,
me. I thought everyone cared about me, and turns out nobody did
exactly.
except for these two. Yeah, I
It
think that
turns
is
out
the
everyone is
Ebenezer
actually
Scrooge.
happy and thriving now that
Right.
I'm
Paying for
gone.
about the book and gonna see the movie
Yeah,
about how I died. Everyone's
yeah.
celebrating this
The man
actually.
who publicly murdered me is actually a
Is a
celebrity
hero.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
the
the hero of
hero.
this story, it turns
Yikes.
out.
Yeah,
So
it's like if that's not a wake-up call to shape up your life, then I don't know
don't know
what
what it
is.
is. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So
incredible. Good job. Well done.
thank
And
you.
love that little
It was fun.
sprinkle of the lore of the Grim
Yes,
Reaper in
yeah.
there to like
Very
remind us
interesting.
that
It was
this is
very
a
cool.
if you didn't already realize it was a Halloween episode.
This
Boom.
is, oh yeah, I guess that's what I should have pointed out of like, this is why I
I
chose it because
mean,
we went back to hell.
as soon
We
as you
got the Grim
mentioned
Reaper.
Beelzebub, I was like, okay, boom, check. She doesn't
Yeah,
need to say
exactly.
anything about
We got some
Halloween now. This
satanic
is,
stuff. We got the Grim
yeah,
Reaper. You know, it's all tied
exactly,
together.
exactly.
So,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I
And
love
people dress up as angels for Halloween too. So
that's
like we got a little bit of
true. We
that
got little
as well.
angels. Yeah,
Just saying.
exactly. So, and
Yeah.
like, they always say like Catholicism, which is what I say because that's, we went to Catholic school, like they call
Yeah.
it the most pagan of the Christianity. So, hey,
Exactly.
if
Hey,
paganism isn't Halloweeny, I don't know what is.
I don't know what it is. It
So,
literally like, hey, hey.
that's where it came
Great
from.
job.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
It was so fun. I loved this episode. It was great. I love a Satan
I'm
episode.
I always love a Satan episode, a
Love
Satan
it.
appearance.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm committed now to watching these two
Yeah,
Halloween
back
or
to
these two
back.
episodes of Darkwing Duck back to back because I
Yes.
gotta know what was the line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it
I think you're
is
right. It was like the devil being on
on
Earth, quote
Earth. Yeah.
unquote. But I gotta rewatch it
Because
and
I
be
think
like,
it's
what
like,
exactly all happened there?
Goslin. I think Goslin like woke him up from like a satanic book or something, like invited him to Earth,
Oh
like from
well,
some book.
okay, okay. Well, that if
Yeah,
that
I
it,
remember her being in
yeah,
a library and there was like
okay,
a
you're
forbidden
right.
book that she used, and like that's what brought
So
him there. So there's like
fair.
satanic ritual. I think that's what it was. Like it was
It's
satanic
summoning. It's
ritual
the whole
esque.
summoning of it all. That
Yeah,
yeah,
of it all.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Versus this time again, he stayed in his lane. Stay in
He
your
did.
lane,
He did.
Satan.
Nobody called him anywhere. Nobody summoned
No,
him. He was just literally
no.
doing his job.
He was
Yeah.
doing his
Okay. Well, that's fair.
job. So yes, I think
That's
that's why.
an obvious difference. Then I see it now.
Exactly. Yes. And it kind of came back to me as we were going through the episode
Yeah.
of what the other
Thank you
one
for
was.
that
So
recap because I
yes.
really couldn't remember. I was like, I know he was
Yeah.
in it and Gosselin had to do with it, but I
Yeah. But that was
couldn't
it. She
remember what
summoned
it was.
him,
Cool.
is what
All
it
right.
was. So
Cool.
yes.
Fair, Disney. I get it.
So
Fine. I
fine.
guess.
Still stupid.
Whatever.
But
Yeah.
yes. So Alexis, between
Anyways.
now and next week for another Halloween episode, who should our listeners and viewers tell about our show?
Well, so since it's getting super close to Halloween now, as of the
Yes.
release of this episode, I think that if you're going to a Halloween party, you should tell someone who's dressed up as the Grim Reaper because it's almost certain that there will
Oh,
be someone there dressed as
yes.
the Grim Reaper.
That's
Or if
good.
not the Grim Reaper, just someone in a long black cloak with
I
a
was
hood
gonna
on.
say,
Because there's other costumes
the
that can
guy from
fall, like a
Scream.
Scream, which
Yeah.
that's what I was last year for Halloween.
Of course you were.
Actually, or no, 2 years ago. Ghostface.
Amazing.
Yes, I
Yeah,
got the mask
Ghostface,
and
that's what it is.
everything
Hell yeah.
in my
Perfect.
closet. Yep. So
Yeah, a cloaked
any of
figure.
those
That's
two.
good.
Who should they tell?
I think after that you should tell someone working at Spirit Halloween,
Mm,
like
Our favorite.
It's getting close for you to get that costume, and they're probably stressed because there's a lot of last minute people, myself included, who decide on costumes at the very last second. So I think you should tell someone working at Spirit Halloween
Nice.
what it is.
Nice.
So yeah. And
Cool.
till then, we'll see you all next week.
Until next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.